There we are. Okay. So again, welcome to this presentation, a little introduction about the Cellular Health Coaching Program. My name is Dr. Darryl Haslam, and I am a certified Cellular Health Coach, as well as a certified Success and Life Coach through the Argumendino Leadership Institute, founder and director of Emotional Freedom Life. So by you being on this recording, you are consenting to be recorded. So if you say anything, I've got you on recording. So that's the way it works, right? All right, so this is what we're going to go over is we're going to talk about cellular health. Why is it important? Why is it a big deal? This whole cellular health coaching program is based on the idea of cellular health. So I'll share with you a few things, certainly not quite the extent or quality that Dr. Samuelson does, but just to give you a little bit of an introduction to that. We're going to then talk about kind of the aspects of the CHC program, what are the benefits, what are some of the aspects of it that you can get to know about, and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to just round off with testimonials, and one wants to add some more testimonials. We kind of did that at the beginning, but people want to add to that, they can. And then we can just answer any questions. So that is what we've got going on. So, no, I'm back. How do I do that? Okay. So what is good health? Think about this. What are the components of good health? A lot of you who are here because you're already interested in health and been a student of health. And so we look at it and we've got a lot of these good things, right? Exercise, good diet, sleep. Oh, I put exercise twice. Well, it's so important, so we make sure we have it twice. Good immune system, be free from toxins, right? And good emotional health are all really important things when it comes to good health. So, how are those connected? How does cellular health be a part of that? Well, this is the key. All health starts at the cellular level. Do you believe that? Do you believe that everything that we are about as humans, the health that we have is connected at the cellular level? Well, I think it is, and that's why Dr. Samuelson created this course. It's just a couple, basics about it. Of course, exercise, we move our lymphatic system, we strengthen our muscle, bone cells, they function better, they last longer. That's always a good thing, especially when you get to my age when movable parts kind of get worn out. But exercise helps to keep them going longer. Diet, right? We need diet just among many things. Provides needed macronutrients we need for good cellular health, proliferation, functioning, all that sort of good stuff. Sleep, right? Why do we have to sleep? Well, it's kind of nice to go to sleep. When I was a kid, I always fought my mom about that, and so I don't want to go to bed now. I just can't wait until it's time to go to bed. So, but why do we have sleep? That's, as you know, if you know a lot about sleep, probably a lot of you do, that's when we really can heal at the cellular level. Our body can do necessary repairs and regulation and things like that. One thing that Dr. Samuelson talked about in a recent presentation was how important that is in the process of cancer, right? Cancer is damage to cells that is unable to be repaired. And so if we can help our body repair itself better and to function better at the cellular level, then we're a lot lower risk for cancer. And a lot of good benefits come from that as well. All right, so we have immune health and detoxification. Of course, we see with this pandemic and everything going on that the battle's waged at that cellular level. And the more cellular health we have, the more we have with our immune system, then we are going to be better at fighting things than we would otherwise. And probably a lot of you know there's a generalized immune system and there's what they call the specific immune system. And vaccinations and things are designed to help stimulate your specific immune systems, your immune response to the specific things. But another big part of fighting off illness is your generalized immune system. And the stronger your general immune system is, then the better it's going to be able to fight off whatever threats come its way. And of course, today we have a lot of access to toxins and different, other, chemicals and things. So we want to be able to have good detoxification and clean out our body. But, and then emotional health, right? Emotion, mind, and body are connected. Again, I've seen this in my work that good health is to also have good mental health. Okay. So we know that the mind and body are connected. Our mind affects our body affects our mind, and vice versa. So that's important connections there. So just some basics in there. But again, all this health happens at the cellular level. And that's why we have this course, why we're so excited. All right. So I just put that in there twice. Um, I cooked this up really quickly before I came here, so I didn't edit it completely. But here's what we have. So what are the benefits of cellular health? Of course, longer health, life, greater health and vitality, greater strength and stamina, a body that repairs and regenerates itself at a higher level, especially in our later years, which we need good health, right? And as we go and grow in age and things like that. So having good cellular health is super important with that. As I said, mental, emotional health is important because those affect our mind, our body. It gives messages to our cells, and the better we're with at that level, then the more we're going to have our cells responding in a better way. All right, so let's talk about, there's Dr. Samuelson. And so he started this program in 2019, I believe, maybe 2018. I forget, maybe started it kind of originally 2018, but I think 2019, Laura was with me. I think that was the first main group that we had. I know Nicole and some others, I think, had been to a trial group in 2018, but I think the first inaugural real group was 2019. And
Yep.
that's where we jumped in. Jane, you were in there too. And anyways, he's a world-renowned atomic scientist, focuses heavily on the human health and cellular functioning for many decades. That Dr. Samuelson is very interesting because he really is a true scientist. Those of us who've been in his meetings, and you guys back me up, he talks about actively doing science research. I mean, he's one of those guys that isn't just like, oh, I went through science classes. He's like in the lab. Every week, he spends a certain amount of time in the lab doing research. He's got a team of other researchers that he works with. They're looking at the microscopes, or they're doing tests. He is 100% a true scientist. And so because of that, he has studied cells and he studied the reactions of cells at different things. And he's one of the lead developers, if those of you know about ASEA Health Company and their signature product, Redox, Dr. Samuelson was one of their lead science developers that created that solution that now is going throughout the world. So he really is quite an impressive footprint when it comes to the science world. And so while he was doing that sort of stuff, he realized there were a lot of people who were coming to him who wanted information on cellular health, how it worked, how can it be healthier at the cellular level. And he had so many questions and responses and queries for so long. He's like, I should just create a course and help people learn about it and help them make the changes they need to. And so because of that, this is how he created this course, as well as a platform for you personally to increase your cellular health, not just learn about it, but for you to actually do it, as Cindy was telling us a little bit earlier. Okay, so what is the purposes of the CHC program? And the way I kind of understand it is to provide in-depth information for people, regular people who aren't cellular scientists, about how to maximize their physical, emotional health at the cellular level. And again, a lot of us already have been students of health for quite a while, and some of the stuff you might already know some about, and some of it you may not. But it really provides a nice foundation to make sure that you have all this information. Dr. Samuelson is really gifted in being able to explain very complex concepts at a very simple and easy to understand level. Those of you guys who've been through the program, would you agree with that? He's good at explaining things at a very understandable level.
Totally.
Definitely.
Yeah. So he's got a gift for that. So when we look at his videos and recordings that he's created, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get lost in all this science. I don't even know if I remember my chemistry class, and I don't think I could do it. He doesn't do. I mean, he does bring in the science, but he brings it about in a way that's understandable and relatable for the average person. And so you will learn about the science, but you're not going to get overwhelmed in it. And like I say, he just can explain things really well, and we really enjoy listening to him. and his his different workshops he does. It also provides a community and organizational structure to encourage and assist individuals making lifestyle changes. So one of the things, it's not just a class, it's not just a course. As you heard, as we kind of did in introductions, if you came late, you didn't hear those, but we have those of us who've been in the program have formed relationships with each other. Like I say, we're halfway across the world. I'm in the United States, you guys are in Australia, but nonetheless, I feel like I know these folks in this program. We've laughed together, we've shared together, we've been able to create relationships with each other. So it creates a community and it creates a structure for you to be able to learn and make these adjustments. So it is a really awesome opportunity to have. Okay, so there we go. So what are some aspects of the program? So when you're a student, so this is what happens. You start off as a student, okay? And then you can move on to the coaches level if you want. So the first part of the program is you really start as a student. And again, some of you come with quite an extensive amount of health knowledge. And so we want to build on that. We want to give you additional knowledge, especially from the science of cellular health that Dr. Samuelson has so expertly gathered. And so you're going to learn more about that as a student. You're going to have modules that you go through that are laid out in a very organized way. It goes through the 5 laws of physical health, 5 laws of emotional health, and there's videos, and there's, sorry to say, there's a few tests in there you have to take. They're super easy. You can take the tests as many times as you want, and they're open book tests, whatever you want. So it's not like school where, we're standing over you, and if you miss it, we send you to the back of the line or anything like that. It's just a way to make sure that people have the knowledge, and you can go back and watch the videos as many times as you want to do that. Another piece of the program as a student is you get to set personal health goals. Now, this is something that's really applicable even for those of you who are experienced healthcare gurus and practitioners and providers, because this is the secret, right? Are any of us ever at a point where we've reached our maximum health level, where there's no improvements, there's no things we need to do better, there's no things we can move forward? Is there anybody who reached that level yet? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I have, and I don't know anybody who has. So one of the opportunities in this program, you come in as a student, even if you have a lot of the information, is we invite you to set your own health goals. And it can be about whatever you want, and you get to decide, but you set some health goals, and then we help support you in being able to achieve those while you're a student for the 4 or 5 months that you're in the program, which is really cool. And we don't just leave you alone. We have you have a personal coach who'll meet with you pretty much weekly, check in with you, see how you're doing. We have group coaching calls pretty much every week where we'll support you, and a lot of times we'll add more health knowledge. That's really where a lot of the information comes from, is we get to hear from each of us who are, have these talents and this information from our own healthcare journeys. And so we come together, these group meetings, we talk about different things we've learned and different things we know. So that's even beyond the course, is you get information from all these wonderful people that'll be taking the course with you, and you get supported by that community. And I'll just say there's a few different teams, probably a half a dozen or more teams in this CHC program. Our big team that's under Nicole Davey, who kind of is the one that brought us all in here. She's Australian as well. I think we have the best group ever, the whole group. A lot of the big people who've consulted with Gary when we had our big groups together, like myself and Brent Ungen and Michelle and all these people, they're all in our group. So when you go to these large group meetings that we're going to have, you're going to be able to get a chance to hear from these people who they're exercise gurus, they're into other sorts of things. So I think we've got the best group ever. So these big groups are going to be such a wonderful opportunity to learn from people who also are health people and have really great skills and knowledge. And if you have some to share, we could be happy to, set up opportunity for you to share some things too to the group. So it's really an amazing thing as a student just to be able to have this smorgasbord of all this wonderful, wonderful information. And then after you get through as a student, the last component of the training is you get training as a coach. Now, a lot of you have already done coaching and you've done different things, and I had before I came here too. But Gary, Dr. Samuelson, has done a really good job of having some good training modules about coaching and about the different keys and techniques. And I even learned a few things or reminded of some really important things when I saw what he did, his training entailed. So I gained some things from it. And then we have you do is we have you practice applying these skills and concepts in a role play situation. So you get to kind of try out with each other and get to, just practice them. And if you've already done it, great. It'll be a piece of cake. If not, then it just gives you some time to kind of practice that. And then you graduate as certified health coach, and you are now, certified assistant coach. And when you hear a presentation with Gary, which we'll tell you about when he's going to be presenting, he'll tell you more details about the structure of the program. But for right now, I just want to let you know, so you get to be a certified coach, and then you get to bring people in like these good people here that invited you guys to come in tonight to then be a student of the program, and you get to be their coach and get to assist them in their health journey and help them with whatever they need to be a healthier version of themselves. So just as a program that keeps passing on, and it's super cool that we have that. Okay, so kind of coming around circle here. So what are some of the key benefits of the program? As a health learner, like I say, get some top-notch cellular health information that'll help you in your personal journey. One of the things is we have a really good module and training on being able to set your health vision and make an action plan. Now, some of you are really good with that, but not everyone's good at both of those. A lot of people are good visionaries and they're good at setting a vision about what they want, but they're not so good at action planning, right? Here's the steps I need to get there. I just want to think about the big picture. I don't want to have an action plan. And other people say, I'm really good at the action plans, the steps. I just don't want to think about the big picture. I just do it. And so that's kind of the way we are as people, is we kind of, gravitate towards one another. And as a success coach, I've seen this a lot where that trips us up when we do one but not the other. And so this program gives you an opportunity to both visualize what you want and also create an action plan for you to achieve whatever goals you want to be healthier as a person. And like I said, there's a supportive environment that we have that you'll get, and make relationships with people. That's the next thing, valuable relationships and connections. Oh, that's so valuable. I just love it so much. It's been so wonderful getting to know these good people across the world. And it's great that we've got this, the technology where we can do this. And Dr. Samuelson's program is huge. So not only do we have a large group of folks from Australia, but we have a lot of people in Europe, and they can't join us. Poor Nicole's trying to get everyone together, and there's like only a time like in the afternoon in the United States when you guys are just barely waking up in Australia. Well, that's nighttime for Europe, and so sometimes we try to get everyone together, but it gets real hard because they're spread so far across the globe. So a lot of times we have the Europeans in a different meeting, but there will maybe some opportunities where we could get to know the meeting. The Europeans. We've got people from Sweden, and where's Elena from? I think she's from Romania. People from England. It's just really cool. There's people, the program from all over the world. So it's pretty awesome that way. Okay, so what do you get as a cellular coach? Well, this is the cool thing. I don't know of any program in the world especially for the price you have, where you just the health information and the support to become healthier is worth every pound or dollar, I forget in Australia, so I think Australian dollar, you spend on the program. But then they also give you all this training to become a cellular health coach for it's just part of the package. A lot of people, you have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to be trained as a coach. This is just part of the program. So you're going to learn really effective and practice valuable skills as a coach. You're going to have a platform structured, then you can kind of practice with others and become a coach trainer, become a coach with new students, and then eventually you will move up where you can be like a coach trainer, and you could organize run your own courses and have coaches under you, and there's all that's available. Now, if you say, well, I don't want to be a coach, I don't think I want to be, that's fine. nobody is made, told they have to be a coach. They just give you the training. And if you're saying, well, I'm just happy just taking the information and living with that, that's great. But at least you have an opportunity if you want to move forward and to coach others and to help others, there is that opportunity to do that. Okay. And I think I'm just about it. So here's the information. This is the Cellular Health Coaching link. Okay. And I think I messed up. I think it kind of got messed up there at the end, but just cellularhealthcoaching.com. Important note, if you register for the class, make sure you use the unique link for the person who invited you. Everybody has their own registration link, and that way you can be assured to be underneath the person who brought you in, and they can give you that information. But it's a pretty amazing opportunity, and I hope you guys will do it because we'd love to have you here. It's just such a fun group, and we would love to get to know you. We'd love to hear from you, get to know your story, support you in your story, all that sort of good stuff. So here's just a picture of the Cellular Health Coaching website. And there's Dr. Samuelson, atomic medical physicist. That's how he calls himself. And that is it. So testimonials and question answers. So is there anything in the others you guys want to jump in and add any information of anything that I provided or correct anything if I made any mistakes in that? Jane, Laura, Sue, or not Sue, Cindy, any of you guys that want to jump in and add anything?
No, it's great, Darryl. Thank you. Great presentation and overview. I didn't make if there's any questions from others, but I can just say that having background 30, 40 years probably in health and healing, actively put my own face mask on before I help others. I've always been in that camp of walking the talk as best I can of anything I'm passionate about. I don't refer it unless it's effective for me. And I must say, I was surprised, especially during this period of time on the planet. We all know what we're talking about, psychologically, atmospherically, change-wise. Whilst I stayed pretty grounded and connected to love as a premise of my foundation and inner self, I had fears triggered by past probably that I was able to identify in the mental health part of it. And I've done a lot of work on that area, but it was quite significant, my higher self, my dreams, whatever, I was being guided to. So it is powerful in its gentleness and simplicity. It is super powerful. And I helped many other students with these simple principles that had body transformations by applying the physical laws, which everyone's doing to some extent, but maybe not 100%. And just that tweak of, when you get it on a cognitive level, practical level, science level, and benefit level, it just something clicks. And whether it's the exercise aspect of it that you're not doing, but you're doing part of that, or the food part or the water part, in terms of those simple principles. But there's more to it than that. But yeah, I loved it. And yes, I'm looking forward to taking myself on again and up for my next level of transformation and upgrade. So yeah, I as a health practitioner of 40 years, I highly recommend it.
All right, thank you, Laura. That was a great addition. Appreciate you sharing that. So one thing I forgot to mention as far as next steps, that Dr. Samuelson is doing, he doesn't do as many live presentations as he used to because a lot of his stuff's recorded, but he is doing some live introduction to the program presentations here this weekend. Did I get that time right? Is it 9 a.m.? Because it's 5 p.m. here, United States.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is Sydney 9 a.m. Darryl. Yeah.
Okay, I think I got that right. So Saturday morning, because I think pretty much all you guys are Aussies here. Saturday morning,
Yep.
9 a.m. There is he's going to do some live meetings where he's going to talk more about the program, cover some details that I didn't cover. They go more in depth on some things, and you actually get a chance to ask some questions of Dr. Samuelson himself, direct interaction. And so if you're interested in that, then the person invites you, just have them give you that information. They can give you the link for Gary's. If not, then you're welcome to look on Facebook, and I'll give it to you. Just message me if you can't find any other way, and I'll be happy to share with you the link that you need to get on with Gary. so you can see. I really hope you'll take the opportunity to hear from him directly, because he's really again, pretty amazing man, really nice guy, very humble, but very accomplished scientist. Do any of you guys have questions? Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask that has sparked some things for you guys?
Well, I haven't got a question, Darryl. It's
Sure.
Jane, but I just wanted to add my
Oh,
testimonial
yes, please do.
to Laura's, is that I one of the people I've invited on today, Alison, she helped me with my health quite a few years ago. She's a naturopath, and I was doing quite well, but we had the bushfires. My mother died. I had issues with friends getting very ill with strokes and things, and I was falling to pieces. And so it wasn't so much physical as it was emotional, and I was in a really bad place. And when I saw the course, the Cellular Health course, that it had the health component, which I thought, well, I can always learn more from Dr. Samuelson, to what I already knew, and which I did. But I also enjoyed the part where the 5 laws of emotional health. And it was tremendous. And I just want to thank you personally for taking over my coaching. And I'm going to crack up in a minute, but helping me, because you really seemed to just understand whatever you did, and you just took me to a better place than I was at previously. So thank you for that. You know what I mean? And it was only a short time we spoke, but you helped me very much. But with Dr. Samuelson's Cellular Health Coaching, I have been looking at a layperson of cellular health and body health since I was 21 years old, and I had my parachuting accident. When Alison came along, I was a lot older. She guided me again with her knowledge of what to take and what not to take in the herbal areas, But with Dr. Samuelson, it was almost like my lifetime of study was put into that program in a very simply explainable form and a scientifically based form. So I studied for a long time to get what he was giving us in that program. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And it was validated with science. When he backed it up with science, I went, yep, I've been on the right track. Good. Yeah, I'm doing the right thing. So so both components were great, but especially the emotional side, because I was really stressed out from, I was really suffering from the bushfires and other things, and grief. So and that wasn't really noticeable, but but it helped doing the course.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for that tender share, Jane. And it's been my pleasure to get to know you and be connected with you and assist you. The great thing is, the greatest joy in this world, I think, comes from helping each other. We're all humans going through this together, and when we can help lift each other up and help people be healthier and happier, I mean, that's just what life is all about, in my opinion. And so this is a great opportunity in this program to really make those connections and help lift each other and be lifted at the same time. So it's been my pleasure to be part of that journey with you, Jane, and with the rest of you guys. So for me, a big benefit was the exercise. I've been always trying to improve my, exercise. I'm no stranger to exercise. I've been exercising for lots and lots of years. I was a member of the United States military, and so I've always kind of, off and on been, doing different health exercise things. But it was really talking to Brent Unjan and some of the things in the CHC program that really helped me establish a much better, more effective weightlifting program, and exercise program. I know Nicole Davies really strong in that area as well. So, even if we have learned things, we know things coming into it, a lot of times there's pieces that we can add to that we didn't know about, or some clarifications that help us out. So that was a big thing for me that I really appreciated. Okay, so any other questions? Robin, Allison, Sue, you guys are our guests. There are 2 Sues, it looks like. So do you guys have anything you want to know more about, or anything that we can help share with you? All right, was this helpful? So those of you who kind of are guests tonight, was helpful kind of going through this? Okay, you guys are muted, so if you want to talk, you have to unmute yourself. But Allison, I don't know if you're trying to talk or not. I can't tell. If you're just nodding or.
Oh, yeah. Hi. So I'm really excited to do the Cellular Health course. really excited. So I'll talk to Jane about that.
Awesome.
And it's been really lovely. That was a beautiful presentation, and yeah, it feels very comfortable and really special. Thank you.
That is cool. Thank you. I'm glad that's helpful.
And
Do
yes, and I agree with you too that there's always, it doesn't matter how far we are